Hello, Starshine. My name is Liz and this is my channel, Simsational Stories. If you have not seen my videos before and you enjoy this one, please like and subscribe. And maybe check out my Facebook page where this whole thing began as well. All relevant links are in the description below. And of course, if you're a Sims player and you'd like to download any of the characters featured in my stories, just search the hashtag Simsational Stories on the Sims 4 gallery. All original content is created by This Is Not Eric. Alrighty then. So, welcome. And what is up, Buttercup? Are you having a good day or a bad day? Whichever your answer, please allow me to distract you from your life and tell you a story, a Simsational story. Before I begin though, I'd like to issue this blanket content and trigger warning. The following story is just Sims, hey. I'm not going to apologize for treating them terribly, if that's what I've done, but I do want to assure you now that although I mean absolutely no harm, I completely understand if you feel unable to consume my content. Many loves, and we will catch each other on the internet elsewhere. Okay, so now we've gotten that over with, let's go. Today's story is from The Babysitter Builds a Life, and we're at chapter 2. If you have not seen the previous chapter and would like to catch up, there are playlists available on my channel so you can hear the entire story in chronological order. The rest of us are going to move on from where we left off last time though. So without further ado. It wasn't easy learning how to live on your own. You had to do all the cleaning and laundry by yourself, and nobody ever taught you or told you anything. You just had to figure it out. Soon after moving in, Ally invited a pregnant Kellyanne Calthus over to tell her about her own baby. It wasn't easy, but she deserved to know what kind of a man they were both having children with. Ally couldn't believe it. Nicholas had followed Kellyanne over and was begging her to forgive him. And Kellyanne was listening. The more she heard Nick declare his love and commitment to Kellyanne, the more Ally was glad she had woken up to his bullshit. Being pregnant sure wasn't easy. Ally's back hurt. She had weird cravings, she was always needing to pee, and she was alone through all of it. She was glad she had woken up to what kind of man Nick really was, but oh, how she wished she could find someone who really loved her. And then Ally met Ashley Henry, who was her next-door neighbour at the Medina Street apartments. Ashley was an aspiring rock star, passionate about music, and they connected on a creative level. Ashley and Ally kept running into each other in the hallway. Ally was starting to think Ashley was doing it on purpose. He either didn't care or didn't notice that she was pregnant with another man's child. Ally had just turned 18 and she had everything ready for the impending birth of her child. A job, a place of her own, the crib, and a can-do-it attitude. She was determined to be the best parent ever. There was no way Ashley didn't know she was pregnant. It was so obvious. But what was also obvious was that it didn't bother him. He thought she was just wonderful, so beautiful and so brave. During her pregnancy, Ally started looking up university scholarships she might be able to qualify for. She didn't want to spend her whole life on benefits. She was going to make something of herself one day. Ally Clements' daughter Cleopatra was born after a swift and safe labour that surprised Ally with how sudden it all was. 1 minute she'd been one person, and now she was 2. Baby Cleo brought with her another set of hard lessons for young Ally. She'd thought living on her own was hard before. Now she had a newborn though, everything became 10 times harder, and she was more exhausted than she'd ever thought possible. But things weren't all doom and gloom in the young mother's life. Now that her daughter had been born, Ally and Ashley's romance had finally begun to blossom. And for the first time in a long time, Ally was feeling positive about her love life's future. Ashley was also really good with Cleopatra. When he stayed over and she cried, he would often insist Ally stay in bed while he got up with the baby in the middle of the night. It had been hard for Ally to trust him at first, but she was so glad she had in the end. And then Ally got the shock of her life. She had almost forgotten she'd applied until she got the email. But she had been accepted into the University of Brichester for a degree in fine arts. She was going to go to university. And that brings us to the end of chapter 2 of The Babysitter Builds a Life. If you've enjoyed this video, don't forget to like and subscribe so you can tune in soon to hear the next chapter. Or like I said, look us up on Facebook. Bye!